session 3 of Jesus the Healer, and today we're looking at the story of a blind man. We have the story in both Luke and Mark, but in Mark's account he gets a name. He's called Bartimaeus. It's the same story in Luke, even though he doesn't name him. This man's begging by the side of the road, and he hears this great commotion, and he says to the people around him, "What's going on? What's happening?" And they said, "Jesus is passing by." Immediately, the man started to call out, "Jesus, have mercy on me." And the crowd around him said, "Oh, be quiet, be quiet." To them, he was just a nuisance beggar. But he wasn't put off. He kept calling all louder, "Jesus, have mercy on me." And Jesus heard him. And Jesus stopped and said, "Bring him here." And so the people said, "Well, the master's asking for you." So he jumped up. It says he jumped up and he threw his cloak aside. That's a real jump of joy. When he got to Jesus, Jesus asked a question which might seem ridiculous. "What do you want me to do for you?" Now he was blind. Wasn't it obvious what he would want? But it's an important question because it tested out his belief. When he said he wanted to see, then Jesus knew that he had the faith and said, "Your faith has healed you." The "what do you want" is an important question. I remember hearing a speaker telling of a time when they were calling people to come forward for healing, and a lady came forward whose hearing was very poor. And the man who was praying said, "Now what do you want to pray for?" And she said, "I want to be able to cope." He asked her again, "What do you want to pray for?" And she said the same thing, "I want to be able to cope." And that's all she was able to say. She didn't have the faith to say, "I really want my healing restored." And so the man didn't pray for restoration of healing. He prayed that she would be able to cope with the situation she was in, because he didn't believe that she had the faith to receive. It's an important question because sometimes people don't really want healing. They want to be free of the infirmity or whatever, but they don't want the consequences of being well. Now that may sound odd, but a person who is disabled or unwell can enjoy the pity they get, or they may sort of feel it's good, I don't have to pull my weight, I don't have to do lots of things because I have this sickness or disability. To get well would mean that they may have to take on new responsibilities, or they may have to start working for a living. So they want to be healed of the sickness, but they don't want the consequences of it. So it's an important question. What do you really want? Bartimaeus is a good example of someone who didn't give up. I mean, he didn't let other people put him off. He knew that this was his chance and he was going to take it come what may. How easily do we give up? Do we let other people put us off? Jesus won't listen to you. You're no one important. Or do we say that to ourselves? Jesus couldn't possibly be concerned about me with all the troubles in the world. In our story of Bartimaeus, he received his sight and he followed Jesus. He didn't want to go back to his old life. He didn't want to go back to begging. He had a new lease of life and he wanted to use it for Jesus. Jesus wants to heal us, but the healing is to enable us to serve him better. When we ask for healing, we need to be clear about what it is we want and why we want it.
I believe in Jesus. I believe he is the Son of God. I believe he died and rose again. I believe he paid for us all. And I believe he's here now. I believe he's here, standing in our midst, here with the power to heal now, with the power to heal, and the grace before you. I believe in you, Lord. standing in our